And the red state of Florida, the people are the most financially distressed right now. Florida's governor and the Republicans are driving Florida into the ground. These people are struggling to pay their bill. Yes, they voted for this administration. This is a little bit of an FAFO. The governor doesn't seem to care.
Put your finger down if it took you well over a year to finally convince your family to move to Florida, and you've only been here for 2.5 months, and it's nothing like you thought it was. So now you're about to pack up to go back to Lexington, Kentucky, and your family looks at you like you're stupid.
Mr. Trump, Mr. President, help us out. It's been almost 6 months and you still ain't bringing gas prices down, Trump. Why? But promises you made, promises you're not keeping. Yes, Trump, please hear our cry. I've supported you 3 times. I voted 3 times in 3, 6, 9 years, Trump. Gas is higher now than it was when Joe Biden was in office, Mr. President.
The cost of living in Florida is absolutely ridiculous, and the pay is not matching up with it, especially for healthcare workers, specifically nurses is who I'm referring to because that's what I know, that's what I do. And the person that a lot of my friends go to for financial advice, because I'm very frugal, I'm very good at budgeting. I love budgeting, I love saving money, I love investing money, I love doing things like this. Can't do it anymore because I literally don't make money.
I knew it was going to be hard and that it wasn't going to come fast. I just wish that things would work out better. I really regret that everything is taking so long because there's so much pushback because I don't even know the reasons anymore. I don't understand why good things have to be trampled on. I don't know why good people have to be trampled on. I don't want a lot. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to not live paycheck to paycheck. I just want to be able to live and work. I work 7 days a week to not even make ends meet sometimes, and my car broke down and I have a few $1,000s worth of repairs to do on it. My son's glasses broke and I can't even take him to the eye doctor. I just want to get past the hard part. I want to get to the part where it's not just crippling. I know he's working on it. I know that it's gonna get better and that it wouldn't have been any better with anybody else. I just really needed things to start working again. They're still not.
So this past month, my boyfriend and I cut down on our water usage a great deal. We saved about 500 gallons of water. I want you to guess how much our water bill went down by, though. If you guessed just over $2, you would be correct. That is how much the taxes on stormwater and sewage and everything else that's included in your water bill have gone up, to the point where you saving 500 gallons of water makes no difference, basically. Florida has become so unaffordable, and I really haven't heard anybody talk about how expensive our utilities alone have become in Florida. We've got insurance companies pulling out of Florida because it's more likely that there are natural disasters here now than not. And that's not profitable. Having to pay people to fix their houses isn't profitable, so why be in that state? You know, it's not like that's what insurance is for. And our salaries aren't keeping up with this, obviously, because why would they? Why would we need more money to survive? We're not even going to get into groceries and the cost of living in general in Florida. Utilities is just scratching the surface. This is one of the many reasons my boyfriend and I are moving to Lisbon in less than a year. Because we just can't do it anymore. We can't take it anymore.
Hey, did you know that young people between the ages of 20 and 29 are leaving Florida in record numbers? And it's not because they don't love the sunshine. It's because they can't afford to live here anymore. Between rising rents, sky high homeowners insurance, and wages that don't keep up, they're forcing the young people out. And when they leave, Florida loses its future workforce, its innovation, and its energy.
I knew that there was a segment of Maga who just hated, who just wanted to burn the world down, and they don't care who they hurt in the meantime. I knew there was that section, but I really, really thought that most of Maga just didn't get it. I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They hadn't studied Project 2025, so they didn't know what was coming. But I really thought when he got in there and started doing the things that hurt so many people, that they would realize, and that they would. But they don't care. Y'all have been telling me this for 2 months, and I kept saying, no, we just have to explain it to them. We just have. Now, I know there are a few, and I thank you guys. You make it worth sticking with this. But over the last couple of days, I have realized that the majority of Republicans do not care how many people are hurt. And they are exactly what Palpatine said. They're the ones he was talking about when he said he could unalive someone in public and they would still vote for him. I thought they just wanted lower egg prices. I thought they were struggling in the economy and it was hard and they wanted their lives to be easier, and they listened to that. And that's why they voted for him. But they don't care. They literally don't care how many other people in this world are hurt. See, the difference is I'm willing to pay more for my eggs if it means no one in my country goes hungry tonight. I am willing to pay more for my eggs if it means everybody can have an egg. But they really don't care. And I am heartbroken that so many in my country don't care. That so many won't go love their neighbor. But I want to thank those of you who are. You're the ones keeping me going. Go love your neighbor.
Florida is learning about the significance of undocumented migration to the United States. They developed laws targeting undocumented migrants, and just like that, all the construction sites are empty.
Well. Florida homeowners nightmare. Now, I don't know if you guys have been told, but in the past 6 months, there's a couple companies that have been filing for bankruptcy. Homeowners construction companies. And the following is Planet Signature Home, Vandervalet, Modern Builders Inc., Division 3 by JP, Seminole in Lake Counties, Sunset Palms Condo Association, which has 267 units. They're also filing for bankruptcy. But why? Why? Because you have homeowners that are walking away from condo association. Back in April, many homeowners with unfinished projects, Pegasus Builders and South Florida Developer, also filed for Chapter 11, listing up to $10 million in debt and assets. You have condo homeowners who are walking away from their property. Between the assessment fees, homeowners insurance, and HOA association fees, they're done. It's cheaper to walk away. You're saying this in the past. The market is going to be impacted in a very huge way, and Florida's going to pay the price.
Florida just flushed $218 million down the toilet, and y'all didn't even get a refund. So Florida stands to lose $218 million because of alligator Alcatraz. You know, that shiny new detention center? It's going to shut down just 2 months after opening. 2 months. That's not an investment. That's just a scam with better lighting. And the irony? Conservatives swore up and down they're going to drain the swamp. Well, baby, they drained it straight into their own pockets. Because let's keep it real. What could $218 million have actually done for the state of Florida? First of all, you could pour that money into schools. Florida teachers are scraping together school supplies from Dollar Tree, while $218 million just evaporated in heat. It could have funded food banks in Florida. Florida has families that go to bed hungry. But hey, At least Florida got some type of luxury prison detention center for 60 days. That money could have went to affordable housing. People can't even afford to stay in Florida anymore. Between the rent and the property insurance, it's insane. And speaking of insurance, that's the other thing they could have done. They could have used that $218 million to actually lower that sky-high property insurance that is bankrupting the citizens of Florida. But nah, instead of strengthening communities, building sustainability, or helping citizens survive, the government literally wrote a check to nowhere. So the next time politicians talk about fiscal responsibility with you, remember this. They didn't drain the swamp. They built a luxury detention center that lined the pockets of private contractors and left public citizens to pay the bill.
Tourists are avoiding Florida like it has emotional herpes. Florida tourism is down, beach businesses are dying, and the people are somehow surprised about it. Come to Florida, where the sun burns your skin and the governor burns your identity. It's so politically toxic that even the alligators are switching parties. DeSantis is out here turning Florida into a family-friendly dictatorship. It's like North Korea with Margaritaville decor. He's out here banning books, attacking drag queens, and starting a fight with Mickey Mouse like he's the final boss of the woke Olympics. The man literally lost a fight with Disney. That's like getting beaten up by a piñata. Tourism in Florida has dropped harder than DeSantis' presidential campaign. You remember that? Blink and you missed it. It was like watching a wet sock run for office. The beach bars are empty. Even the piña coladas are asking, is it because I'm fruity? You know things are bad when even retired boomers are thinking of packing up and moving back to New Jersey.
Florida beaches are empty because racism don't pay the bills. Now, those beaches and businesses are empty in Florida, and the business owners are scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants, the very people who visit your state, spend money in your hotels, eat at your restaurants, buy your tacky ass beach tiles. Don't act shocked when they stop showing up. And understand, it's not just tourists who aren't coming to Florida. When you squeeze the working class like a lemon, there is no juice left for joy.
Alright, so if I lived in Florida, I wouldn't be around anymore. That's because I grew up with an anti-vaccine mom who would have probably moved me to Florida to avoid the mandates in California, and I probably never would have gotten vaccinated. And if someone came into our community, which was probably going to be a community full of other unvaccinated children, we all would have gotten extremely sick, and some of us maybe would have died. And my heart is shattered right now for those children in Florida that are going to have to grow up the way that I did, not getting any childhood vaccines because their parent made these decisions for them. It is just horrific. I hope that no other states do this. I think Idaho already has, but this is just awful. I cannot bear that more children have to grow up the way that I did.
And the red state of Florida, the people are the most financially distressed right now, but they are beaten by Texas. Florida's governor and the Republicans are driving Florida into the ground. These people are struggling to pay their bills. Yes, they voted for this administration. This is a little bit of an FAFO. The governor doesn't seem to care. Do you know that Florida is the one that forked out the money so far from the federal government for alligator Alcatraz? They are on the hook so far 100%. So just know that Florida is the number 2 state where people are struggling financially right now, only to be beaten. The number 1 state is also red, is Texas. By the way, there are 10 top states that are struggling right now. I think there are 1 that is a blue state in the top 10. I think 2 are blue states in the top 15. Just know these red states, the poorest, are going to get it the worst. Blue collar workers, red state. I'm posting every single day about really bad economic dire circumstances for red state.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, Maga Floridians are furious, but not at who you might think After years of cheering Donald Trump freedom policies, Florida economy is crumbling under the weight of its own choice. Farms are short on workers, tourism is drying up, and small businesses are closing their doors. Even Cuba and Latino votes who once backed him are feeling the sting of his harsh immigration crackdown and economy mismanagement. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this video and see how Florida Maga are begging as their economy collapse. Watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle.
You, Donald Trump, from beautiful Clearwater Beach, Florida, out here on the Gulf of Mexico. Donald, how about that No Kings rally? 7 million people showed up, and guess what? Most of them, Donald, look like me, old white people. So maybe you've screwed up so bad, Donald, that you could even turn Florida blue and all the other red states. After all, you did bankrupt casinos 4 times. You know, and I read that other people struggled at that time too, but your profits were 33% less than everybody else's in the area. What's that say about your business acumen, Donald? It's not very good. And then you could screw up the White House itself physically. Knock down part of the East Wing, pay $200 million for a ballroom when everybody's struggling in this country. Boy, Donald, you really do care about everybody.
Nothing is better than being MAGA. Here in Florida, let me tell you what we're doing. You see, what happened was Ron DeSantis and all the MAGA legislator here, we kicked out all of the immigrant workforce. We made it clear that they weren't welcome here and kicked them out of the state. That's right. Even some of us MAGA business owners voted to kick out our own workers, and now we cannot fill the work. Oh, but don't you worry, MAGA's on top of things, because right now our wonderful legislator is debating on loosening the child labor laws here, because our genius MAGA plan is to replace the immigrant workforce with our children, our Florida children. Doesn't that make perfect sense and just sound wonderful? The policy we support is actually detrimental to us, but we pass it anyway. Now all the MAGA youth is going to be doing construction on your house. Doesn't that want to make you buy a house in Florida? It's not going to be insured, and it was built by a 10-year-old. What could go wrong?
Where is MAGA when you need them? Nowhere to be found. MAGA, look. Here's a Florida farm that needs employees. You said you wanted your jobs back. Look at all these jobs. You see all these trucks that's parked over here? And all these crops, vegetation, and fruits that's planted in Florida, which is a red state, by the way. Do you notice there's nobody on these fields? Take a very close look. No one is on these fields. You said you wanted your jobs back. Now you got your jobs back. Now get to work. Okay? And they'll say, well, what are you saying? People should just run around and be illegal in America? No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is the people who had their documentations and had a chance to get their self on the right side of the law, why didn't you give them a chance instead of chasing them down, dragging them out of schools, graduations, out of their homes? Why didn't you give them a chance so they could go through the system, get documented, and work in peace?
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how Florida it is falling down, the economy, how it is falling down, and also how majority of people they are now avoiding to go to Florida because how things they are expensive. And also for those people who are in Florida, majority of them they are moving out of Florida because things has become expensive. The house they are expensive, their economy there it is very expensive, and because of that majority of people they are moving out of Florida. And because of that we have been seeing also houses are being empty. We have been seeing so many houses in Florida they are empty simply because of the rent. The rent it is very expensive, and this is to tell you that if we continue like that, Florida the economy it will collapse. So I want to read some of the comment here and see what people, majority of people that have come out and say, this one is saying that what are they complaining about? That's what they voted for. Exactly. So you have been seeing how the Maga in Florida, they have been coming out begging the government, begging black people to save their economy. But this right now we are seeing black people that they're telling them right straight in their face that this is what you voted for. This one saying that moved out of Florida 5 years ago after living there for 60 years because of the cost of living, and the population was so stupid. They actually thought the orange man child was the right choice for them. See videos like this and I know we made the right decision. Exactly. So you can see this one is saying that I moved out of Florida 5 years ago after living there for 60 years because of the cost of living. You can see, because of the cost of living. It is not the cost of living in Florida. It has started recently in this administration. No, the cost of living there, it is so high, and the population was so stupid. They actually thought the orange man child was the right choice for them. I see videos like this and I know we made the right decision. This one saying that moving from Kentucky to Florida, why that's like deciding you are tired of punching yourself in the gut, so you start punching yourself in the head. So this one is saying that if only anyone would have predicted this will happen. Am I alright? This one is saying that Florida is a swamp. This one is saying that young people should be leaving Florida because you should not raise your children in a state where they ban books. It should not all be about money. Don't raise ignorant children. Exactly. This one saying that red state vote for their own demise. This one saying that poor and hateful is the norm in Florida. Exactly. Poor and hateful, it is the norm in Florida. This one saying that Florida vote for people who only put themselves first. Exactly. Florida voted for the people who put themselves first. They voted for billionaires. They voted for these people who they are selfish. They put their own interest first before the interest of the people. This one saying that I feel joy, joy, joy. You vote for this, now live with it. This one is saying that it's telling the Maga Florida, you lived with this, now stay with it. This was saying that Vegas is going through the same thing. Racism is expensive. Just change Disney more tax law. Exactly. Even Las Vegas also, they're going through the same. So we can see this red state, they are really collapsing because of the bad decision they made. I've been seeing also in the airports. I've been seeing the airports, they have been becoming empty, and also another reasons to why right now these Florida, Las Vegas, these red states, they are falling. It is because also majority of people they are avoiding to go to United States, and this is simply because of how United States they are treating migrant people. Yeah, because of how United States how they are treating migrant people, how people that are being deported from United States, it has really make majority of people not to go in America right now. This one saying that Florida is a shit hole. People say they moved there for the weather, which makes no sense. The weather is terrible. It is nearly always too hot. The humidity is always 99.9%, and it is torrentially rains all the time. People spend their entire life running from one air-conditioned building to another. So you walk 50 feet from the parking lot, you are covered in sweat, and you get into the building and it is melt locked cold, which feel great on your soaked throat clothing. Plus it's full of Floridians. This one saying that Florida, what America looks like when Republicans control the government. Now you know. Exactly. So this is like these people, they're learning their lesson. This one is saying that Florida has been voting against itself forever. This one saying that wrong death sentence is a physical psychopath. Oh, so this one saying that run death sentence is a psychopath. This one saying that they just woke up to the fact that development requires infrastructure after 50 years of letting companies do whatever they feel like. This one is saying that it's even worse than that. Many of these same people who commented below are in jeopardy of losing their healthcare insurance because they haven't a clue that Obamacare and the AAC is the same thing. Yeah, this one is saying that don't know what to tell you. Florida, you just keep voting for this. I guess you want it. This one saying that it's not just happening in Florida. The whole country is struggling. Yeah, it is not only happening in Florida. The whole country is struggling, but the people who are really feeling this struggle, they are these people on the red state. So kindly guys, you can also share your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be reading it in my next video. Thanks so much guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye guys.